Hey everyone, it's Alex Telck. We want to reach people where they're at, not where we think they should be. And if you like what you hear today and you want to tell us your story on the show or just reach out, then email me at atelk@twny.life. And remember, it's okay to not be okay.
I've seen the devil's shadow underneath the moon. Keep that fire going, the sun is coming soon.
All right, this is the fourth episode of TWNY podcast. Just want to get started right off the bat by saying, again, we're not doctors here. I know I'm definitely not. I don't know if Dillon is. He might have a secret that I don't know, but
No, definitely not.
So, you know, if you're going through a serious mental illness, definitely you can use this as a supplement, but not as a replacement for therapy or anything like that. Also, I was informed by my boss, well, Daryl, to we need to advertise what we got going on in the shop, in the TWNY shop. So we got these cool shirts here. You can see, for the people who are watching this on YouTube. If you're just listening on like Spotify, this is an orange shirt it's got a TWNY on the top left, and on the back it says "It's okay to not be okay." And then we got a nice V-neck here for you V-neck wearers out there. Kind of the same thing. Daryl, exactly. And you know, if you can see my sweater that I'm wearing, if you can imagine this sweater completely different, like just entirely different, but then put TWNY stuff on it, that's also what you can find in the shop. And the hats, we have hats as well that it's got like you know what I'm talking about. It's got like a leather patch on the front. It's like Richardson style hats, I believe, and it's got TWNY on that as well. So as far as
I've actually got one over here I can show.
Yeah, perfect. Because I don't have one. That's interesting. Daryl's gonna love editing this. We're just ripping on him the whole time. Oh, there we go. Yep, just like that. TWNY hat. They look awesome. I can't wait to get mine whenever I do. But yeah, with that, our guest, Dillon Hansen, the man, the myth, the legend. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Doing good, dude. I'm doing good. Just good to have you on here, man. I've been wanting to have you on here for quite a while. I know that you specifically getting you on here, it was going to take some time. It wasn't going to be something that was going to happen right away. And you know, I'm glad that we're doing it now, you know?
Me too.
So, well, what's new, dude? What's new? It's like, I haven't talked to you in forever. I just, you know, I feel bad. That's like, I feel so guilty for that. 'Cause dude, you're like my brother. Really.
I
truly are.
I've been busy, got a new job and I'm loving it. Been working a lot of hours, so it's been kind of hard to keep up with a lot of people, but we're starting to mellow out a little bit, so
that's awesome.
Yeah. Not really a lot going on other than work mostly, but
for the people that don't know you, you're a big dirt bike rider. Definitely got into that, and it's not just you, the whole family, right? It seems like it's a whole family thing.
Yeah, I initially Jesse got me into it. I mean, he did it a lot while we were growing up, and looking up to him riding dirt bikes and everything got me into it. And so I've got him riding with me now, and then kind of showed Daryl how to do it, and he's really digging it now, so working on getting him a bigger bike, but yeah, making a family deal out of it.
You know, it's super funny because I remember when I was up there with all you guys, looking in the back of looking in the back of the trucks, there was like a mini dirt bike in there, which I thought was incredible in and of itself. But then there was like mini dirt biking gear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For all little kids.
For Remington and Paisley, yeah, because we
Yeah.
were doing their birthday that weekend, and they got little dirt bikes for their birthdays. So
I thought that was awesome. I thought that was awesome getting everybody involved with that. I was never good at riding dirt bikes. I remember I tried it once at the sand dunes with I don't know if you remember Kevin.
yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
Kevin and Derek and Dakota. Yeah, all of them. I went dirt biking up there at the sand dunes, and they put paddle tires on the dirt bike, and I had only ridden once before, and it wasn't with paddle tires. And
yeah. But to be fair, riding at the dunes is an entirely different experience than riding anywhere else.
I didn't get any instruction. There was no block of instruction before I started that dirt bike up. He was like, "All right, dude, just let her rip."
That sounds
And
about
I did.
right.
I did too. And then the dirt bike was gone, and I was, 10 feet away in a pile of sand.
Fair enough. But at least the sand is relatively soft to land in.
Yeah, that is true. Well, geez, man. I mean, this whole thing that like the whole thing that brought this about, um, man, it hit super close to you. You know that like that the whole
Yeah,
reason this is even here, the whole reason this started, the whole reason you and I are sitting in front of each other. I mean, geez, I can't imagine. I can't imagine how close to home this is for you. And you're not a stranger to loss. This isn't the first time. This isn't the first time that someone extremely close to you, closest possibly to you, and
yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
Was actually my dad. And crap, when I was 15 years old, um, Ashley and I were at his house when he died. Um, and that that wasn't easy.
Mm-mm.
And at the time, I didn't feel like I could talk to anybody. But I also didn't feel like, I don't know, I wanted to be strong for Ashley, and I didn't think that, talking about my feelings through that was the way to be strong. I felt that talking about my feelings was showing weakness, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Looking back now, that's obviously not right.
Yeah, I think that's a thought process that a lot of people are experiencing now. I think a lot of people are seeing that or more. I'm not going to say everyone or a lot of people, just more people are seeing that. Maybe growing up, especially our generation too, with our parents and everything. Growing up, it was more. Yeah, it was that way. It was don't talk about it. Be
Yeah,
strong for your family members because you talking about it is gonna make things worse. But
right.
do you think? How do you think that happening with your father shaped your dealing with loss going forward? Like you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. It doesn't make it any easier by any
Mm-hmm.
means. But you kind of have a better idea as to what to expect, I guess. Um, I mean, obviously, certain situations are different. Like Ashley's situation was an entirely different.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there was an entirely different. I don't know. It was just something that nobody really could prepare for. There's really no
No.
preparing for that. But um, like my grandma on my dad's side died, my aunt on my dad's side died, my uncle on my dad's side died, and again, it wasn't easy, but having lost before, it definitely it gave me an idea as to kind of what to expect as far as the grieving process.
Mm-hmm.
And um I definitely, again, I don't think it sucks that people have to lose other people, but um you do as time goes on, and the more people that you lose, the more you have to expect, and the more that you can kind of be there for other people and help them through their process as well.
It's kind of a little bit of a blessing in disguise almost. You hate.
Yeah, it's a crappy blessing, but
it is, but it does
not
help
all
others too.
right, for sure.
So after Ashley, man, I know that it was. I just knew when I was talking to you. I knew, like, when I called you on the phone. I knew just talking to you when I pulled up to Daryl's apartment. I knew that just the way you were, it was just, you needed space, you needed time, and I know that was. I mean, and that's to be expected. But I could just tell with you, it was very much like you needed to work out whatever you needed to work out in your special way. And as far as that length of time, I mean, it's been a while since then. I mean, it's never going to be long enough, but it's been a long time since then. That recovery process, or that coping process, how's that been for you?
Well, having family definitely helps. And I mean, it sucks that it took this, but it brought us all a lot closer. We've spent a lot more time together. And not just immediate family, like even aunts and uncles, we've all spent a lot more time together. So having a support group kind of there that also went through that with you, definitely helps. And having that has made this experience a lot easier than the last few. So
did you ever find it hard to reach out and talk to people? I know, like, because sometimes these things can cause people to kind of turn inward. I know for the first few weeks I was very inward, and it was hard. It's been hard still to talk to people about it, because I've had people at work, because this news is spreading about the podcast, which is good news, but it also it forces me to talk about it more, about how this started. So I've had a lot of people come up and ask me, like, hey, how did this whole thing start? And it's, man, it just hasn't been easy to bring it up. And so I know that I turned inward, and I'm learning to talk about it more. Is it still hard for you to talk about it, or where are you at with that?
I mean, it's still hard to talk about it. I don't think that it's ever going to be easy to talk about that. But I'm more willing to talk about it.
Yep.
Knowing that it could save somebody else. And not only that, but it could save somebody else's family from having to go through what we have gone through. Just because it's definitely, for some people, it's an easy way out. But they don't see the wake that they leave behind. And that was a big eye opener for me. Just being that I've been there. But seeing the aftermath and seeing what that has done to our family, it's not an easy way out. It might be an easy way out for the person that does it, but it really just takes that person's hurt and spreads it out even further, to people that all they would have had to do was call, tell them what they were going through, and it might have spread that hurt out a little bit more by doing that, but they could have walked you through it. They could have helped you through it, instead of having to lose that person. You know what I mean?
Oh, I agree. You said you've been through it. If you don't mind, and this, obviously, you have no obligation to speak on any of this stuff, and that goes for anybody who wants to be on this show. You said you'd been through it. Do you want to elaborate on that at all for people listening?
Well, like I said before, like after my dad died, and not really talking through my feelings because I thought that, you know, expressing my feelings would make me weak. Um, it really just ended up hurting me more. Instead of talking about it, I just let that build up inside of me until ultimately the only way I thought that that was ever going to end was through suicide. But luckily, I have a good support group, and they were able to talk me out of it. And I'm glad they did, because life definitely got better after that. I mean, you might be in a bad spot when you're thinking about doing that and you think that it can't get better. Committing suicide really only makes it to where it can't get better. I mean, that it doesn't fix the problem. It just,
It's
you
really
know,
it's the only solution that is actually the bad one, really, the really only bad solution that you're not going to
right.
get. You're not going to get it's just, it's the end. There's no result to any of the
Yeah.
problems. The problems just pass on and just, they get bigger.
Yeah. It might not get worse for you,
Mm-hmm.
the person that is committing suicide, but it can't get better either.
Mm-mm.
Um,
And it gets infinitely worse for anyone that's close to you.
right.
Infinitely and forever worse.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have an amazing family now. I've got my two biological kids, and then I've got uh my kid that we're applying for guardianship for
Mm-hmm.
right now, and I've got an amazing wife and an incredible job, and just um I could never have been here if I would have pulled the trigger all those years ago.
That's awesome, man. And when you say you have a beautiful family and you have a beautiful situation going on, that is no joke. And you, and forgive me if I'm going too deep with this, but the process for you to have children, dude, that is like the
It
most
was
magical thing. The most magical thing. It's like, it was a roller coaster of emotions. If you want to talk about that, I think that would be awesome.
well, it's absolutely proof that God exists. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, going going however many years it was, and hearing doctors say that we had a less than 1% chance of having a kid, and through uh through miscarriages and just um a lot of hard times, um God came through, and our first one was Anaya, my
Mm-hmm.
my little girl. um
So cute.
and yeah.
So adorable.
Yeah. uh she was our first ray of sunshine through a lot of darkness. And then when we had Rowan, um I mean, it's the perfect mix. I got a daughter and I got a son.
Mm-hmm.
And both of them, I mean, Rowan's not even a year old yet, but his personality is bigger than this world. um but yeah, getting to this point has been a pretty hardcore struggle, but
Mm-hmm.
luckily Rissa and I both have a pretty amazing base, pretty amazing support group,
Mm-hmm.
through both of our families. And yeah, I can't say that I appreciate that and them enough for everything that they've done for us.
And man, talking about that bass too, I remember you and Rissa getting together so long ago. And
Yeah,
I remember seeing you guys grow up together. These guys have been together for a long time and they're young. So
yeah. We met when we were 12, and we've dated since we were like 13.
it's definitely something to look up to, in my opinion, because, and I remember seeing you guys start out so young and just fight through it. You know what I mean? Just fight for each other. And you guys did too. You guys, oh
Yeah,
man, you guys are just strong for each other. And I remember that's something that looking forward to having, and I knew that I wouldn't, if I didn't have that with someone that I was dating, someone that I was with, if I didn't have that same kind of connection that I saw that you guys, you guys would fight for each other. You guys were there till the end. If I didn't have that, it wasn't going to go through. I wasn't going to go through with it. So you guys have been an inspiration to me for sure.
Thank you. Glad we could do that.
And I don't want people to get the wrong idea from when this whole little line of conversation we had that, having a kid is not necessarily going to solve a problem that you're having.
No, absolutely not.
What I was getting at with that though, definitely was resiliency. What you guys have gone through, and just the struggles that you've gone through, and the fact that you stayed resilient through it, you kept pushing through it, you were rewarded.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What's funny is I got to keep opening up my phone for the notes, but I just, your wife just added a photo on Facebook. It's just super funny that right when we're talking about this. Oh man.
Yeah, I haven't seen that picture.
But
yeah.
What? Did I lose you there for a minute?
I just saw the picture.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
Yeah, it blanked out for a second.
Yeah, we got froze up a little bit there. Look at that. Yeah, beautiful. And there she is right there too.
Yeah.
There's the woman, the myth, the legend right back there.
Talking about how Anaya just tried to drown my son in the toilet.
They're a blessing, man. And that right there, that's the Facebook promo clip right there. Oh geez, dude, I'm so glad to have you on here. And like I said, I haven't talked to you in a long time, and that's something that and I know that life gets in the way. Like life gets in the way and all that kind of stuff. But if I'm being honest, life gets in the way to a point. I was on the couch watching Guardians of the Galaxy last night. You know what I mean? That's not talking to my cousin. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's a level of responsibility that I think we all should take when it comes to reaching out to our family members, and one that I need to work on. I'm not casting a stone without first casting it towards myself. I most definitely need to work on this too. And I think that's kind of what we're getting at here with reaching out to people, talking to people, just opening up that communication again, because being isolated, it's not solving anything.
To a point. I do think that some time by yourself can be good. But I think that if you do it too much, that's when it becomes dangerous. Because everybody needs their own time to just be with themselves,
decompress. Yep.
Right. But too much of that, I think, is where a lot of people start to get in trouble. You just you got to reach out. I mean, you don't always have to, go out and do things with other people, but I mean, even if you're in a hard time, you can reach out to other people, and who knows, maybe that person's in a hard time too, and reaching out to them might be saving both of you from something that, maybe not suicide, but just being in a bad place mentally, know.
And you're right. It's not always about suicide. I think suicide is the final stop on the snowball hill. I feel that there's all kinds of other bumps in the road, or, stops along the way that are, that can be helped.
Right.
And you put up a roadblock in one of those spots, and it might just completely turn the person's life around. It's interesting. Go ahead.
Even if it's not a roadblock, I mean, even if it's just a deflection in a different direction, I mean, it doesn't necessarily, because depression, you can get medication, you can talk to people, but it's always there.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you don't put up a roadblock, even just giving a different path, like just like a block in the road that kicks that person into a different direction, that
opens a new door.
Right.
Absolutely, man. And it's interesting that you bring up the it can help
I think
both
you blanked
of
out
you.
on me again. There you go.
Are we good? Is the sound good?
We are.
Okay.
We are now. Yeah, you blanked out for a second.
It's interesting that you bring up the whole it could help both of you when you reach out to somebody. The last guest that I had on the show, that was one of her points too, was that sometimes helping other people is your way of helping yourself. Sometimes that's what you need, is not, you don't necessarily need someone reaching out to you. Sometimes that effort, and you don't know until you try this, that effort of helping someone else is therapeutic and helps for you.
Right.
And I think it's interesting that you bring that up too, because that's a little connection there that I think is beneficial.
Yeah.
Man. Where's the time gone? For real.
Yeah. It's crazy that, you get caught up in stuff and months go by that you have no recollection,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey guys, thanks for listening. If you have a story to tell or just need to reach out and talk to someone, hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, or our new website, www.twny.life. And if you want to be on this podcast, email me at telck@twny.life.